This is a level 1 routine to a song called You Can Leave Your Hat On by Tom Jones, made famous by the movie The Full Monty. Now for this routine you're going to need a man's hat, preferably a trilby, a man's shirt and a man's tie. Now with the shirt you're only going to be doing up the top 3 to 4 buttons, okay, because it is coming off. You want to be rolling up the sleeves but just below the elbow so that it's still nice and loose and not too tight.
Take off your coat real slow. Baby, take off your shoes. I'll help you take off your shoes. Baby, take off your dress. Yes, yes, yes. Turn on the light. No, all the lights. Come back here, stand on the chair. Ooh, baby, that's right. Raise your arms in the air. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Now shake on. Reason to live. You give me reason to live. You give me reason to live. You give me reason to live. You can leave your hat on. You can leave your hat on, baby. Suspicious minds are talking. They're trying to tear us apart. They don't believe in this love of mine. They don't know what love is. They don't know what love is. They don't know what love is. What love is. You can leave your hat on. Tell me, baby. You can leave your hat on. Right here again. You can leave your hat on.
beginning of every class, it's important to do a warm-up. So shuffle your little bum towards me. Now, you need to go a couple of style tips as well at the beginning. So turning your chair to one side, make sure that their little bottoms are on the very edge. The more space you've got behind you, remember the bigger range of body movement. So shuffling forward, on your toes, knees together, shoulders back. Basic move to begin with is your split, sitting up nice and tall. You're going to start at the top of your body and work your way down. So starting with the head, you're going to look up to the ceiling and hold. Centre and then down to the floor, chin on your chest. Centre and ceiling. And then centre and one more time, down to the floor. And back to centre, looking over your left shoulder. Centre and right shoulder. Centre and left shoulder. And then centre and last time over to the right. And back to centre. Imagine there's a small circle right there in front of you. You're going to roll your head around nice and gently, stopping at the top and going back in the other direction. And again. And then one more time. Back to centre, sitting up tall, moving down to the shoulders. You're rolling them backwards for 4. And then you're rolling them forwards for 4. And it's one hand on top of the other, turning them out, pushing as far as you can, dropping your chin onto your chest and feeling that stretch across your shoulders. Taking a deep breath in as you reach to the ceiling, and you're taking both hands over to the left, giving it a really good stretch as far as you can, and coming back to centre. Exactly the same now, over onto the right, and then coming back to centre. Right, staying up on your toes, take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, you're leaning forward. Hands on the floor, chin on your chest and arching your back. And then it's fingers on your ankles. You're going to run them to your knees. Flick up your head and give me an O. And then repeat. Arms up, deep breath in. Breathing out all the way down, hands to the floor, chin to your chest and arching your back. Fingers onto your ankles, running them up to your knees, flicking up your head. And this time giving me a U. And closing your legs. You're going to sit back into the chair, and it's your back against the back of the chair, hands under your bum, straight legs and pointed toes. You're pulling your toes up to the ceiling. You'll feel that stretch right underneath your knee, and then point and flex 4 times. Once more. And coming up to standing. You're going to come and stand on the side of your chair, holding on just for support. Picking up your right toes, pulling them up to your bum, squeezing the knees together, and then just thrusting forwards with the hips so that you can feel that stretch in your quad. Deep breath in, and as you breathe out, you're leaning forward. Now you're going to drop your hand nice and flat onto the seat. You're pushing up with the toes, chest up and chin up as you come up to your fingertips. Now remember, different ladies have different abilities, so they can hold it here, but to increase the stretch, you touch your nose, point to the ceiling, touch the floor, and very gently come on up, and exactly the same on the other side of the chair. So again, you're holding on for support, picking up this time the left toes, pulling those to the bum, squeezing your knees, and then thrusting forwards with the hips to increase the stretch. Deep breath in, and as you breathe out, you're going down. Flat hand, pushing up with the toes, chest up and chin up. So again, there's different abilities in your class. They can leave it here, but to increase, you're going to touch your nose. You're then going to point to the ceiling. You're going down to the floor, and very gently coming up and coming to stand in front of your chair. I ask your class to take a step forward, and you're going into your inner thigh stretch, which is this part of the legs right here. So keeping the legs perfectly straight and pointing the toes out, you're aiming for flat hands on the floor right in between your feet. Very gently using your upper body strength, you're going to spread those legs out nice and wide. Now again, different abilities. So option 1, leave it right here and hold. To increase the stretch, you turn those hands inside out. You're walking them through your legs. Nice straight arms, chin up, and you'll hold it there for 4 seconds. And then very gently you're coming up to standing. Popping your hands onto your hips, you're going to take a step to me now with your left foot. Now I'm showing you this from the side. So it's feet facing forward, back leg straight, front knee bent. Hands on your hips, lunging in, and you're squeezing those elbows together behind you, and that's going to increase that stretch then onto your chest. You're pushing your bum backwards now, hands go onto your bent knee, pushing your bum down to the floor, lifting up those toes, and to increase the stretch, reaching down and holding on. Then you can gently release and come up, and exactly the same now on the other side. So feet forward, this time right foot forward, back leg straight, and you're pushing that heel into the ground. Hands onto your hips, and again squeezing the elbows together to increase the stretch. And then you're going to push your bottom backwards. Hands again onto the bent knee, pushing that bum down to the floor, lifting up the toes, and then reaching down to increase the stretch. After a few seconds, again coming up gently facing me. Your feet now are ever so slightly wider than shoulder width apart. It's shoulders backwards, hands on your hips, bending your knees, and you're going to grind for 4 circles with the hips. So you're going 4 in one direction, and you're going to hold it there, and you're going to do 4 in the other direction. And then you're going into 3 squats to finish. So crossing your wrist, taking a deep breath in on the way down, reaching up to the ceiling, and then shaking it out. You're going to repeat that, pushing the bum down to the floor, and then shaking it out. Last time, deep breath in, and then shaking it out, and you are ready to begin. So don't forget to do a thorough health screen. Right, the routine's going to start by placing your hat onto the seat. You're going to be stood next to the chair, and you're right in line with the 2 back legs. You want to be close enough, but not too far, not too close that you'll bang your knees on the way down. Now it's one hand on top of the other, right onto the side of the chair. You're lifting up onto your toes as high as you can. Now you're going to bend your knees and stick your bum out. Now the idea is that your arms stay locked, and it's all about your bum and getting that nice arch there in the bottom of your back. So really lifting up high on the toes, and you're looking straight ahead. Now when the music starts, you're going to grind for a beat of 7, keeping your knees squeezed together, okay? Ready? For 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. On 8, you're going to drop, keeping the arms straight, keeping your back straight. You're going to look and then split. So the whole time that you're grinding, you are eyes straight ahead, okay? So try that again with me from the beginning. Grind for 7. Squeeze the knees, lift the heels up. Ready? For 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Drop, look, and open your legs on the Now you're going to thrust for a beat of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Close your legs, and you're going to dismount from that position there. Now you're going to pick up the hat now with your left hand as you do a full circle. When you come behind the chair, that's that point that you're going to pop that hat on, okay? So walking in front, picking up the hat. As you walk behind, the hat goes onto your head. When you reach the front of the chair, you're going to do a little turn, and then sit down with your bum on the edge of the chair, and hands onto your knees. Now when Tom Jones starts singing, you're going to go into a split, place your left hand on top of your hat, and you're going to do a huge head roll, quite slowly, but you're going to hold it over the left knee with your elbow when you get there. Ready? So it's a big head roll, and popping your elbow onto your knee, you're waiting for the next line in the word and the music to sit up, crossing your hands across both shoulders. You're going to rub your hands down your body, down to your waist. Now let's try that together from the top with some music. Right, so you're looking straight ahead on your toes, nice bend in your knees, ready to go. Grind, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Drop, look, hum. 2, 3, 4, come on up. Grab the hat in your left hand, pop it on your head. Come and take a seat. Hands to knees, split. Head roll, and hold it, wait. Sit up and stroke. From here, you're going to come up to standing whilst taking the hat off. Now what you need to be doing is bring your feet into shoulder width. So you're sliding them in ever so slightly. It's a sort of half dismount movement as the hat comes up and over. Okay, so just do the legs to begin with. So you're leaning and you're standing up, and then you're going to twist just like so onto your right toes. At the same time, the hat lifts up and it's coming to sit right in front of you. So try that with me. So you're in this position, the legs come in, you're coming up, the hat goes over, and it's a quick tilt up, just flashing that inner thigh with your right leg. Now you're going to bend your knees and you're going to grind for 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4, and then pop the hat back on and bring your hands down. Now you're going to step down onto this foot. You're taking the other one all the way around to the other side of the chair, keeping your feet shoulder width apart so that you're facing into the corner, like so. As soon as you land, it's both hands onto the seat, you're going to bend your knees and you're going to jump out into a foot wide open plank, like so. Right, be careful now to keep your shoulders above your hands so that the chair doesn't move. You're going to thrust for a beat of 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4, and then you're going to grind for a beat of 3 quite slowly, and all the way you're keeping those legs nice and straight. Now you're going to do a grind into the chair, so you're going to do a forward snake. So pushing your bum backwards, you're just going to stroke your boobs up the seat and then jump in quickly, okay? So you bend and push in, quick jump in with flat feet, standing up. You're walking behind the chair to stand at the other side. As soon as you arrive, you've got that left leg bent. Okay, let's do all of that one more time. So from the seated position, like so, you've gone cross and down, you're coming up to standing, and you're bending that right leg. You're going to grind for 1, 2, 3, and 4. Pop the hat back on. It's a turn to the corner, bend and jump out, thrust for 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then it's a slow grind 3 times, and then a snake into the seat. Quick jump in, you're up and walk behind the chair. Feet together and you're bending the left knee. Let's try that together from the top with some music. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Drop, look, her. Thrust. 2, 3, 4. Come on up. Grab your hat. Pop it on behind the chair. Come and take a seat. Hands to knees, split. Head roll. Hold it over that knee. Cross and stroke. Come on up to standing. Grind for 1, 2, 3, and 4. Pop it back on. Quick turn. Jump and thrust. 2, 3, 4. Start to circle. Get ready, snake it in, quick jump, walk behind the chair. Okay, now you're going to go into your chorus. We're going to do the legs first and then we'll add anything else in together as we go. You're taking 4 steps forward. So with your left foot first, it's cross, cross, centre together. Hands on your hips, so it's cross with the left, cross with the right, centre, and bring your feet together. You're then going to hold on to your hat and jump out. The hat comes up, down, out, in, down. As you tick-tock your hips from side to side, okay? So pop the hat back on for me. Just start to move your hips from side to side, and the hat comes up, down, out, in, down, and stop. So try that all together again. Wiggle backwards for me. Hands onto your hips, bending the left knee, cross, cross, centre together. So it's cross, cross, centre together, jump, hat, up, down, out, in, down and stop. Now you're going to bend your knees, pull your shoulders back and grind for 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4. You're sliding your left foot in towards the right. You're popping that hat back onto your head with both hands. You're holding onto the rim with your left. You're going to look down and then you're going to look up. Okay, now that's probably the hardest, most technical part of the routine. So try it with me again one more time. Once you've got it, you've got it. Hands on your hips, left foot first. So cross, cross, centre, together, jump, hat, up, down, out, in, down and grind for 1, 2, 3 and 4. Step in, hat on, look down and then look up. Let's try that together from the top with some music. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Drop, look, her. Thrust. 2, 3, 4. Come on up. Grab your hats. Pop it on behind the chair. Come and take a seat. Into a split. And head roll. Hold it there. cross and stroke. Come on up to standing. Grind for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hat on, quick turn, jump and thrust. 2, 3, 4. Slow grind. 2, 3. Snake the seat. Jump in, walk it round, ready to start, and cross, cross, centre, together, jump, hat, up, down, out, in, down, grind. 2, 3, 4. Step in, hat on, look down and look up. What you're going to find about this routine is it is incredibly repetitive. So once you've got the first little bit, it's just going to start to repeat. Now at this point, you're going to do 3 laps of the chair. Every time you do that, you're going to be taking something off. Now you're going to start with the tie. So you're just walking around in a circle. The first time, you're opening the tie, you're holding it in both hands around your neck. Ready? So as you start to walk, in time with the music, you're undoing the tie, and it's behind your neck. Now as you pass the chair for the first time, you're going to pull it under your bum and you're going to do your second lap. Now on your third lap, you're going to take the tie in your left hand, popping your right hand on your hip, and you're going to do one more circle with the tie above your head. Now this time, you're coming straight down in a straight line, you're going to throw the tie away, and then you're going to go straight back to the chair. You're doing a little turn and you're taking a seat. Your hands go onto your knees and you're going to repeat what you've already done. So you're coming out into a split, hand on your hat, you're taking it around in a head roll and you're holding it then over your knee. You're sitting up, crossing your hands and stroking down, coming straight up to standing, hat off, and you're bending that right knee. You're going to grind for 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. You're going to pop the hat back on, hands down. You're going to do that step turn and jumping into your plank. Going straight into a thrust for 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. A slow grind then for 3. Finishing off with a snake into the seat, bending those elbows, and a quick jump in, hands on your hips. Behind the chair again, and you're going to go straight back into your chorus. Left foot first, cross, cross, centre, together, and jump, hat, up, down, out, in, down and stop, grinding then for 4, and then you're sliding the left foot in, popping the hat back on, holding the rim with your left hand, you're looking down, and you're looking back up. Let's try that together then, from the top, start to finish. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, drop, look, thrust. 2, 3, 4, come on up, grab your hat, you're going to pop it on behind the chair, come and take a seat, into your split. Head roll, hold it over that knee, cross and stroke. Come on up to standing, and grind. 2, 3, and 4. Hat back on, turn and jump into that plank. Thrust, 2, 3, 4. Slowly circling the hips for 3. Now snake into the chair, quickly jump up to the other side, ready, and 1, 2, 3, together, jump, hat, up, down, out, in, down, now grind, 2, 3, and 4, step in, hat on, look down, look up, start walking. So the first lap, undoing the tie, that's 1, under your bum for the lap 2. Now you're going to take it into your left hand, right hand on hip, it's going around your head. Walk in a straight line towards me, throw it away, take a seat, back to your chorus, out, hat, head roll,
Turn on the light,
up and stroke,
all the light.
up to standing, and grind.
Come back here.
2, 3, and 4. Hat back on. Turn and jump into your plank.
That's right.
Thrust, 2, 3, 4. Circling those hips. Get ready to snake, ready? Quickly jump in. Walk to the other side of the chair. Go, cross, cross, center together and jump. Hat, up, down, out, in, down and grind. 2, 3, and 4. Step in, hat on, look down and look up. Okay, back from here then, you're just going to go straight back into circling that chair another 3 times. Now this time the shirt's coming off. It's getting a bit hot anyway, isn't it? The first thing you're doing on that first lap is you're going to undo the buttons. Now this is why you only want to have 3 to 4 buttons done up, okay? So it's going to be much easier to take off. So start at the top and you're circling around the chair. When your buttons are undone, you're holding the shirt together. Now as you pass the chair on the first lap, you're going to flash and you're going to pull the shirt wide. As you keep going, you're pulling it down off your shoulders in the second lap until you've got the shirt in your left hand. So this is the 3rd time around the chair and it's coming around your head. You're going to walk straight towards me now in a straight line and throw the shirt away and then straight back to the chair. Doing a little turn and take a seat. And you guessed it, you're going to go straight back into what you did before. So it's into your split, hand on your hat, big head roll, and you're stopping on the knee. Then you're coming up, you're going to do that cross and that stroke, but this time you're taking your time, it's a few seconds longer, and you're going to bring your hands down to your knees. Now this is the 3rd time that you've been in this position, so that you know things are going to change now because the shirt and tie is gone. So we're going to go into that bit in the music that we call an interlude, where it's not going to repeat, okay? It's very, very simple. Now with your chest up and your chin up so the hat doesn't fall off, you're going to stroke from your knees down to your ankles, all the way back up again and cross and repeat. That's the 2nd time. You're doing it 4 times in total. And on the 4th time, you're going to drop your hands onto the floor in front of you. Dropping down onto your flat feet, lifting up your bum. Now you're sliding the legs underneath you, bringing your toes together under your bum and keeping your knees quite wide. You're going to keep your chin onto your chest at this point and you're getting ready for 8 strong beats. Now what's going to happen is you're going to reach towards me, pull your arms in and thrust your hips forward for a beat of 8. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Dropping your hands back onto the floor, you're going to jump up onto your feet, squeezing your knees together. Come on up to standing with a little bit of a wiggle, running your hands up the side of your body and flick. Hands on hips, you're going straight back behind the chair to wait at the other side. Quite quickly. And then bringing your feet back together here. Now let's do all of that together one more time, okay? So you've sat back down for the 3rd time. You've taken it into a split, hand on your hat. You're going into your head roll, holding it over the knee as normal. You're sitting up and you're crossing, but this time you're bringing your hands slowly down to your knees, keeping your chin up and down for 4. So it's 1, 2, 3, and remember you're staying down on 4, dropping the heels, sliding those feet underneath your bum, hat down, ready to thrust for 8. Ready? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Hands down, jumping up. Little bit of a wiggle as you come up, running your hands up to your neck, quickly behind the chair. And as soon as you reach this point, you're going straight back into the chorus, okay? So it's left foot first, cross, cross, centre, together, and jump, hat, up, down, out, in, down, grind for 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Bring your feet together, hat on, left hand, look down, and then look up. Let's try that together from the top with some music. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Drop, look, up, thrust. 2, 3, 4, and come on up. Grab your hat, popping it on behind the chair. Come and take a seat. Into your split. Head roll. Hold it over that knee. Sit up cross and stroke it down. Come on up to standing. Grind for 4, 2, 3, and 4. Hat on. Turn, jumping into your plank. Thrust, 2, 3, 4. Circle the hips for 3. And grind into the seat, into your snake. Quick jump. Walk it round. Into your chorus. Cross, cross, center, together, jump. Hat, up, down, out, in, down. Now grind. 2, 3, and 4. Step it in. Hat on. Look down, look up. 3 times around the chair. Pulling off your tie. That's 1. Up your bum. That's 2. Round your head. Holding it in your left hand, remember? Walk straight towards me. Throw it away. Back to the chair. Into your split. Head roll. Hold it over that knee. Sit up, cross and stroke. Up to standing. Grind. 2, 3, and 4. Hat back on. Turn. Jump into your plank. Thrust. 1, 2, 3, 4. Circle the hips. One more time. Snake the chair. Quick jump. Behind the chair. Into your chorus. Cross, cross, center together and jump. Hat, up, down, out, in, down and grind. 2, 3, and 4. Step it in. Hat on. Look down, look up. Shirt's coming off. Undo those buttons. Hold it together. And flash. Keep going. Pulling it off your shoulders. Take it in your left hand. Round your head. Now start walking towards me. Throw it away. Back to the chair. Into your split. Head roll. Hold it there. Up and stroke. A little bit slower this time. Down and up 4 times. Go. 1, 2, 3. Last time. Hold it down on your knees. Chin down. And thrust. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Last time. Jump up. Little bit of a wiggle. Walk behind the chair. Get ready. Chorus. Go. Cross. Cross. Center. Together and jump. Hat. Up. Down. Out. In. Down and grind. 2, 3, and 4. Feet together, hat on, look down, and look up. Right, to finish the routine, you're going to do those 3 laps again, but this time all you've got left on is your hat. Now I want you just to do the arms with me first, so you're using those 2 fingers there and your thumb to pick the hat up. You're going to lift it up, bring it in front of you, all the way back around, and pop it back onto your head. Now you're doing that 3 times, and it's once every time for every lap, okay? So it's quite slow with the arms, walking normally to the beats, okay? You're doing it with your left hand. So as you start to walk, you lift the hat up, you're bringing it all the way around behind you, and it pops back on lap 1, straight back off as you go back into your second, and then it's 1 more lap, keep it going. Now to finish this off, the hat comes back on and you're going to stop in front of the chair with your feet together like so. You're bending the front knee, you're going to pop both hands onto your hips and you're just going to hip, and what you're waiting for is a break in the music. You will hear it, and at that point you're just going to lift up the back heel and pivot round to face me. Don't overthink that. You're going to go down into a tango drop now onto the floor. So in preparation for it, you're going to straighten out your left leg. It's just the tip of your big toe that's got there on the floor, and it's going to slide that way. Now with this leg here, it's very important to keep your bum above your heel. You're going straight down and you're going to pop one hand either side of that foot. So you've got to lift up on that toe, bend the knee and push your foot down and put your bum down onto the floor. Now as soon as you land, you're going to drop this leg here onto the side like so, Moving your bum over and laying down onto your elbow like so. You're slowly bringing your knee up to your chest. It's at this point you're going to take the hat off. Now, really importantly, so that the hat stays on your foot, you're going to have to make a fugly foot, all right? The hat will cover it and nobody will ever know, but it stops it from falling off. With a pointed toe, you will lose that hat. Now, you're very slowly lifting your leg into the air. You're going to give it a stroke and you're going to circle your ankle. And what you're waiting for is the last beat when Tom Jones says, oh yeah. And at that point, you're going to bend the knee, keeping that foot up like so. And on the very last beat, you're going to kick it, point it, and that is your finishing position. Let's try that together from the top with some music. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Drop, look, thrust. 2, 3, 4. Come on up. Grab your hat. You're going to pop it on behind your chair. Keep going. Do a little turn. Take a seat. Into your split. Head roll. Hold it right there. Sit up and stroke. And come up to standing. Now grind. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Hat back on. Turn. Jump into your plank. Thrust. 2, 3, 4. 3 circles. And then snake into the chair. Jump. Walk behind. Into your chorus. Ready? Cross. Cross. Center together and jump. Hat. Up. Down. Out. In. Down and grind. 2, 3, and 4. Step it in. Hat on. Look down. Look up. Start walking. Opening at the time. That's 1. Keep going. Under your bum. That's 2. 1 more. Take it in your left hand. And walk straight towards me. Throw it away. Back to the chair. Into your split. Head roll. Weight over that knee. Cross and stroke. And come on up to standing. Grind. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Hat on. Turn. Jump to your plank. Thrust. 1, 2, 3, 4. Slow circles for 3. Snake the chair. Quick jump in. Walk to the other side. And cross. Cross. Center together. Jump. Hat. Up. Down. Out. In. Down and grind. 2, 3, and 4. Hat on. Look down. Look up. Start walking. Take off those shirts. Undo your buttons. Hold it together. Flash. Keep going. Pulling it down. Left hand and round your head for the last time. Walk straight towards me. Throw it away. Back to the chair. Into your split. Hat. Head roll. Hold it there. Up and stroke a little bit slower this time. Up and down for 4. Go. Down. 2, 3. Now on 4. Hold it down there on your knees. Ready? Up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Jump on up. Wiggle the hips. Walk behind the chair. Get ready. And cross. Cross. Center together. Jump. Hat. Up. Down. Out. In. Down and grind. 2, 3, and 4. Legs together. Hat on. Look down. Look up. Start walking. So the hat's coming off. Let's do a full circle. That's 1. Again. That's 2, last time. Gonna pop the hat back on. Wait and hit. Listen to the music. Drop to your tango. On one leg, straighten, circle. Now bend, wait for it. Wait for the ear. Right, I'm going to talk you through a few alternatives now that you can use during this routine for any ladies that might be pregnant or specifically arthritis in the knees and things like that, okay? So the first alternative I'm going to use is when you first sit down onto the chair. So you've gone into your split, you've done your head roll and hold, you've stroked, you've come up to standing, and you've done your 4 here. Now, if you've got a lady in your class that's pregnant, doing that plank is a big no. You might also have some ladies that struggle with it, okay? So rather than doing that, the hat goes back on, and rather than doing the turn, you're going to do a full turn to sit down onto the side of the chair, like so. When you sit down, you're going to straighten the front leg, and you're going to pop this hand right here behind you, okay? Now, while everybody else is doing the thrust and the grind and a plank, what you're going to do here is pull yourself backwards, and then nice and slowly pull yourself back up again. Now, if you've got a lady in your class that's pregnant, you're going to want to be using their arm to do that pushing and pulling, not the abs. So you'd ask them to put it right in the corner, to bend the arm, and then use both hands to push themselves back up. If they're not pregnant, it's just very simply coming backwards and then pushing yourself back up. Feet together, you're going to very slowly dismount and walk behind the chair, and you'll find that keeping that nice and slow is perfect timing for the other moves on the chair instead. Now, the other alternative is for when you're in the middle of the routine and you would be coming down onto your knees. If you've got a lady in your class with arthritis in her knees, or again a pregnant lady, that is a bad idea, okay? So rather than doing that, you'd keep them in a seated position. So they'll have come up and down, but on the 4th time, they're going to bring it straight back up to the knees while everybody else gets down onto the floor onto their knees. And it's very simply, they're going to pop the chest for a beat of 8 instead. So it's in time and it's in sequence with what everybody else is doing on the floor, but they're in a seated position. To come back up to standing is just a straightforward dismount, and then they'll carry on as normal. Now, going into that tango drop shouldn't be too much hard work for people because it's one leg straight out and they're using their hands as soon as they land. It's just a case of taking it nice and gently, okay? So if they wanted to pop their hands down first, and then what they can do is just hold the body weight to drop themselves down onto that hip instead, if that's easier for them. And just remember, when you're in this position, the hat will not stay onto your foot unless you stick your toes up. All right? If you point that toe, what you'll find is the hat's going to fall off and it'll all go horribly wrong. And then you're very simply just waiting for that very end beat to kick the hat away, and then you're done, and that's it. Now, I would advise making sure that you're in an aircon room when you're doing this, because it gets very, very hot and sweaty. It's a very simple routine, but because you're putting your clothes on, you're taking them off again, it can just fill up an hour, trust me. Right, enjoy. Alright, the end of every class, it is vital that you do a thorough cool down. This is just to stretch out and relax the muscles, to bring the heart rate back down to normal, and it's going to prevent from injuries and from reoccurring injuries as well, okay? So, part of our cool down is also flexibility. So you're going to start on the floor, moving the chair away, and you're starting by spreading your legs as wide as physically possible. Now, you really want to feel a small tug right between your legs before we even get started. Keeping the legs perfectly straight with the toes pointed, sitting up very tall, taking your fingertips, you're slotting them under your knees. You're going to take a deep breath in through your nose as you stick out your chest and hold. And then very gently you're going to breathe out and you're going to repeat. Deep breath in through the nose and then very gently exhale. Now what that's doing is bringing your heart rate back down to normal, okay? Now to start with, sitting up tall, you're going to make what we call an A-frame. So it's fingers and thumbs together. They're in a line, just in line with your bra wire, shoulders back. Taking a deep breath in, you're just going to twist the top of your body over to the right. Now, if you look between your fingers and your thumb, what you'll see is your knee. That's the perfect position. Head up, shoulders back, pull those toes to the ceiling. Now as you exhale, you're going to gently with both fingertips reach for the toe and pull it back in. It's what we call gentle pulsing movements. Now what you're aiming to do here is take your stomach down to your thigh, okay? So the shoulders stay up, and with each stretch you're trying to reach further every time. This is what's going to make you more flexible. Now I'm going to give you some options, okay? So when I say 1, 2, 3, you'll either hold your toes, you'll hold your ankle, or you'll hold onto your shin. If you are a little bit more flexible, then you're going to intertwine those fingers and you're going to slot them over, okay? Now very gently then you pull in your face towards your knee and you'll hold. Let go very gently and come on up and point that toe. Back to an A-frame, taking a deep breath in. And this time you're twisting your body over to the left, looking between your thumb and your fingers to see your knee, pulling those toes up. And it's the same again, it's gentle pulsing movements, thinking stomach to thigh, shoulders back, and head up. So you've got those 3 options. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Hold something, gently pulling your face towards your knee, keeping that leg perfectly straight. And then release, coming up slowly, point that toe. Right, you're now just going to see if you can get those legs any wider. Have a little shuffle, sitting up tall, and you're going to do both at the same time. So I want you to drop your hands on the floor in front of you. Now try to imagine that I've tied bits of string to your wrists and to your belly bar. Take a deep breath in. Now as you exhale, you're going to walk forward slightly and you're just going to rock from side to side. Now what that's going to do is release your hips. And you're now thinking stomach to floor, shoulders back, chin up, so don't look down. You're going to very slowly crawl forward as far as you possibly can. Now when it hurts, that's where you're going to hold it. You're going to take a deep breath in and exhale. And what you'll feel after a few seconds is that your muscles relax against that stretch. So if you take another deep breath in, exhale and walk forward even further, and this time you're going to hold it and drop your head down. Now after a few seconds, you're just going to lift up that head and pull those toes to the ceiling. It's right hand to right toe and left to left. Now again, I'm going to give you some options for different levels of flexibility, okay? Some ladies are going to struggle to touch the toes, but one at a time is fine. So you're just going to ask them to pulse in this position. Other ladies might get a little bit further and be able to touch the toes. So again, it's pulsing in this position with the shoulders back and the chin up. Those that are more flexible are going to push the toes away from them. Shoulders back and chin up. You're going to walk your hands down the inside of your feet until they hit your heel all the way. If they can, shoulders down, head to one side, and that's where you're going to hold it. And then after a few seconds, very gently come on up. Slot your fingers underneath your knees on the outside, pulling them in to release the tension, and then pushing them down in front of you. Straight legs, pointed toes, and it's a deep breath in. And this time breathing out and you're going forward. Now when you're doing this move, try to make sure you've got one hand either side of the ear and you're taking it as low as you can, and you're just going to hold this position nice and slowly. And then very gently come on up. Same again, but the toes to the ceiling this time. Deep breath in. And as you exhale, going forward, reaching for the toes. Now again, if they can't reach the toes, the shins are fine, so are the ankles. You're going to go as low as you possibly can. And to increase this stretch even further, lifting up your chin, picking up your heels off the floor. And you'll hear your whole class start to squeal at you. Gently release, crossing your ankles, sitting up tall, hands in front of you. Now I want you to imagine that you're sat on a straight line. Just let me show you from the side. So you're sat on that straight line, it's coming all the way through your body, both hands right at the beginning. Taking your left hand behind your back, you're dropping it onto the line, sitting up tall, and you're going to twist over your left shoulder, and that's just going to stretch out your back nicely. Then you're going to change, taking this time the right hand, and you're looking over your right shoulder toward the back of the room, and you'll feel that stretch in your back. Gently back to neutral, and turn it back round to face me, okay. So now you're moving back up the body to finish, so you're going to drop your hands onto your knees, you're rolling the shoulders backwards for 4. Rolling them forwards for 4. And it's one hand on top of the other, pushing out as far as you can. Now with this move, don't lean into it, keep a nice straight back, and you're simply dropping your chin down onto your chest to increase that shoulder stretch.
Deep breath in as you're reaching up to the air. Remember that oxygen feeds the muscles. Gently relax and you bring in one hand either side. Now dropping this hand onto the floor, you're taking your left hand over your head. You're stretching as far as you can. Now the trick is you mustn't lift any bum cheek off the floor. If you ladies are more flexible, you can drop that down onto an elbow, but be careful not to lean forward. Pull it out so that arm sits above your head. And then you're going to reverse that stretch all the way in the other direction, exactly the same again. And gently come back up to sitting, and you're just going to finish with the head. So sitting up nice and tall, you're looking upwards. Centre and down to the floor. Centre and ceiling. And centre and then down to the floor. And back to centre, looking over your left shoulder. Centre and right shoulder. Centre and left shoulder. And then centre and right shoulder. And back to centre. Right to finish, head roll. So imagine there's a small circle in front of you. You're rolling the head gently around it, stopping at the top. You're going back in the other direction. And again. And one last time. Back to centre. Right, now you're coming onto your knees to finish, but you're coming up diagonally, so you want you have your knees facing the corner of the room. Hands on the floor, hopping up onto your toes, dropping your heels, straight legs, running your hands up your body. Your head is the very last thing to come up. With your toes together, bending for me the front knee. It's one arm around your stomach, one arm in the air. Give yourself a bow. Well done. Good luck.